Our country is so unserious, man. Now they got Stephen A. Smith believing that he can actually win a run for the presidency, and he's considering it. And I know a lot of you are like, well, let's consider it. I mean, if he's running for a Democrat, there's not that many great options on that side. And you will be correct. Gavin Newsom is the very first one. He's at the top right now, him and probably AOC, and neither of them will be good. But listen to this.
Did you worry about racism if he ran for president?
No. I know it exists. I know that you can't escape it, but I do not believe it is as prevalent as some on the left would like us to believe. I do believe a vast majority of Americans judge you on the content of your individual character rather than the color of your skin. I think a lot of people in America, especially in this day and age, now more so than ever before, it's not about race. It's about the fact that they don't give a damn about it because they got their own problems.
Wow.
That's entirely different than believing they are superior to you and they want to hold you back from ascending. That's not what's going on to the degree that it was decades ago. What's going on now is that we have more white Americans and others suffering and worried about the state of our nation. And because they're concerned about that, that's where their worries lie.
Now, I have to give him the benefit of the doubt for this. A lot of people look at this and they will probably look at him as trying to play both sides of the field, but he's 1000% correct. A lot of us, and I'm talking about us as far as blacks, a lot of us believe that race talks should be at the top of everybody's conversation. This brother is letting you know that racism does still exist. There's some racist people out here and racist systems set up against certain people, but guess what? Not so much that it will stop you from doing anything in life. It will stop you from living and breathing and raising a family, because we are all proof of that. I'm proof of it. Stephen A's proof of it. Many other people are proof of it. He's not saying that racism does not exist. What he's saying is it's not nearly as heavy or as big of an issue as the left wants it to be, because it benefits them. If we got 90% of black people voting for us, then we have to continue to beat that racism drum as hard as we possibly can. So for this topic, I have to give him the benefit of the doubt. Would I vote for him? Hell no, I won't vote for him. And here's a couple of reasons why.
Just trying to make a profound point, and that is that I think the Democratic Party in the state that they find themselves in, I think somebody like me could actually win. I certainly think that I could beat any of those candidates that you put on the screen. I can tell you that right now. I certainly think if I was running up against somebody like you, I would win that race too. So when you think about the candidates that you possibly go up against.
Now, the reason why I pointed this one out is because there's a certain level of delusion that comes with that interview right there. Bro, don't certainly feel like you can beat anybody that's on the panel, because you are not playing the game. Bro, you cannot be a fence straddler when it comes to being a Democratic nominee. You can take a firm stance on both sides and try to be logical and objective enough to consider all sides of arguments. No, you got to take an extremely left-leaning, everything is racist, it's about feminism, the LGBTQAI plus community, leave them alone. They are not suffering from mental issues. They are to be considered and loved and thought of the same way of everybody else. There's nothing mental going on with them. If they claim that they are this, then they are that. Who are us? Who are we to question them? You know, that's the type of stuff that you will have to take a clear line in the sand, bro. You will have to stand by Zohran Mamdani when he says that an American citizen should not make but so much money. Like, Americans should not make as much money as possible. That's not what we should do. Or you have to stand by AOC when she say we need to tax the rich more. That will solve all of our issues. If you're not ready to do that, bro, you ain't been nobody's nominee.
We're going to look at ourselves when it comes to black people being killed in the streets of America.
This is another reason why he can't win.
I don't even want to get into what happened in Chicago, but I have no choice. This past Memorial Day weekend, from Friday to Monday, at least 53 people were shot.
Yep.
11 fatally, according to police.
Yep.
If one black person was killed by the police, we'd raise holy hell, and in some cases, there'd be riots in the streets.
And this is another reason why I say he cannot win. In my videos, I've been talking about Mito Blue. This methylene blue, right? Really small blue capsules. Amazing. And the potency is almost double what you see on Alex Jones's channel, where he's talking about the liquid that you drink. I want you to go to blueturner.com, put in LFR 20 so that you receive 20% off. You're going to get a 30 to 60 day supply, adjustable shipping frequency, free shipping, and you can cancel it anytime. Y'all go ahead and take it, man. Let me know what y'all think. And don't forget to put in that code so you get 20% off. Because when it comes to conversations about black on black crime or violence in certain communities with certain people killing each other, he's too outspoken. He's too fair. Bro, I'm thinking that if you run it as a Democrat, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you run as a Republican, well, you're not going to be able to beat J.D. Vance. Sorry, it's not going to work. But if he ran as a conservative, I think he will have a higher likelihood of winning because he's so fair when it comes to this part of his argument. I mean, not him coddling the community when it's beneficial to him in his argument, but in this argument right here, when 53 people were shot over Memorial Day weekend, and he's actually holding the black community to account. And then when you have Jasmine Crockett saying whatever she wanted to say, rolling her neck and trying to be as hood as possible when she verbally attacks the President Trump, he sets her down. Well, he don't set her down, but I'm saying over social media as an OG of the black community, he says, yo, if you want to reach him, if you want to do actual business with him, if you want him to listen to you, if you want to negotiate or be at the table with him where you can make some change for real change, speaking the way you speak will only excite your audience, but it's not going to do a damn thing when it comes to being able to negotiate with one of the best negotiators in the world who just so happens to be our president at the time. And the black community completely went against him. Oh, he's going at a black woman. He hates black women. He's over there dancing and shucking and jiving for the white man. He's a house nigga. He's a house slave. He's this, he's that. But when it comes to him being able to discuss sports, then you're on his nuts. When he says that Michael Jeffrey Jordan is far surpassing as far as the talent goes than LeBron James, they love you for it. They love you. When you say LeBron James is not even better than Kobe Bean Bryant, who this, and this. They love you for it. But when you hold them accountable for committing crimes against their own communities, against ourselves, they don't want to hear it. So what he does is he will sprinkle in a little bit of coddling in his conversations that he has. This is what he does. This is what he do. He's a fence straddler. And you got to take a hard line in the sand when you are on the Democrat side.
No mistake about it. We wouldn't have a border crisis under my watch. Hell no. We wouldn't have this crime that exists in the streets of New York. You wouldn't hear about me saying defund the police. We ain't defunding any police. I'm calling 911 when there's a problem. I know you're calling 911 when there's a problem. I'll be damned if I'm going to have less police officers out there. There's going to be more. That's me. I would focus on a flourishing economy and making sure we did everything we could, because I believe when you have something to lose, you know how to behave. When you have something to lose, you know how to behave. If you have nothing, you have nothing to lose. And as a result, you're willing to tear down anything, even if it's America, because you feel betrayed by a country that's supposed to be looking out for you and positioning you to thrive instead of wallow in misery and suffering. So, of course, I would pay attention to the economy. I would pay attention to all of those things.
Now, did I like that stance? Yes. Does it sound good? Hell yes. He's ready to stand behind law enforcement for them to clean up our country, clean up our city. Guess who don't want that? Brandon Johnson. in other big time mayors of black cities. They don't want that. They want the police to back up a little bit, fall back a little bit, leave us alone. If you don't live in this community, you shouldn't police this community. All that bullshit. It's ridiculous. If you don't live in this community, then you shouldn't police this community. That's dumb. It's stupid. But when he makes sense like this, he rubbed the black community wrong, way wrong. Because what they want to hear is that it's the white man's fault, is that it's systemic racism against black people and black people only. Not black people only anymore, but other oppressed brown peoples is what they like to say now, or other oppressed LGBTQAI plus peoples and persons. So when he starts to speak like this, bro, you're getting rid of all of your potential left-leaning votes. You're not going to get that. Also, you're way too articulate. And then when I say that, I'm not saying that he's too educated. What I'm saying is the brother, it's not even articulate is the right word. He's way too bold in putting out his thoughts. Like he has no filter. When he believes that being fair would put him in the presidential chair or any type of chair, and that would never do it. You need to two fists and an agenda and get on your knees and put yourself through a whole type of humiliation ritual for a group of individuals who don't give two sugar honey iced teas about you. They just want you to push their agenda and hold them down, meaning support them no matter if they're right or if they're wrong. Period. This brother will never be the president. And I don't care if he's polling better than other people. Check this out, what he said on Fox.
The fact that I am a candidate for the presidency of the United States of America, according to the polling for the Democratic Party, is the most clear-cut evidence of how pathetic of a state of affairs that exists within the Democratic Party today. I have no business being on that list whatsoever. I am not qualified, but it just shows how pathetic things are at this particular moment in time.
So when you do conversations on Fox and you just point out the fact that I am not qualified, clearly in your mind you have a certain list of qualifications that's necessary in order to run for office. I'm assuming that you believe everyone else that's on that list are indeed qualified for the job of president, but you aren't. But you also take it as a feather in your cap because you made the list regardless of being in politics, regardless of being known for taking this stance or voting for that bill or this bill or that. So, you know what I mean? He's throwing sugar honey iced tea, but at the same time, elevating himself to be able to do the job better than anybody else that's running for it. Do I think that he'll be a better president than Gavin Newsom? Hell yeah, I do, actually. If he ran as a Democrat, I think that he would be. But he won't either because he don't know shit about politics. He decided to jump into it, and it's been extremely beneficial to him. For real, it's been very beneficial to him. He built this YouTube platform like this off of talking about politics. It wasn't even about sports. Sometimes he talks about sports, and sometimes he talks about politics. Where does he get his biggest numbers? He gets his biggest numbers when he talks about politics. And then when he talks about politics, he knows where his bread is buttered. Like, if I say some things against the community that I'm from or that I'm for, because he don't waste any time to say a black coach needs to be hired, a black man needs to do this, a black person needs to receive this accolade or that accolade, but they don't receive it because of the color of their skin. That's when he shows his immaturity. That's when he shows that he's not really capable for the job. That's when he shows that he's just out there doing exactly what people on the left are saying. You're dancing for positive feedback and support. I don't think you're dancing for the white man, but you're definitely dancing for positive feedback and support. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments, man. I love y'all. See y'all on the next one. Peace. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.